What is going on? Welcome back to Turning Stocks. Today is July the 31st. I want to give you a quick pre-market update, go over some of the hot movers and what big money is doing today. Before I get into any of that, make sure you just hit that thumbs up. And with that, let's get right to it. So starting off with data points. So you did have ADP non-farm employment just coming out a little bit lower than the forecast. So 122 versus 147. So in reality, that's not necessarily the best, but the market already has its mindset on AMD earnings that came out after hours yesterday and were phenomenal. So that is what is fueling all this kind of hype today. So that's going to most likely continue up until the Fed interest rate decision, and that's coming out at 2 o'clock. It is fair to assume that there won't be any cut though, because there is a 96.9% likelihood of nothing happening, as you can kind of see right here. But in reality, markets are looking fairly good. So NASDAQ is up 2.04%, S&P 1.17. You also do see the fear and greed index oddly not really moving. So it is at 46. So hopefully with all of what's happening today and Powell, that'll push it back into the greed category. So once again, something to keep in mind. SOFI had their earnings yesterday. No new, news for today. Nothing like that. Just, I think a lot of people are waiting with high anticipation just on what analysts are going to say on SOFI. But right now, SOFI is just piggybacking off of the broader market. Shorts did increase quite a lot yesterday. And so right now, 17.28% of the free float's being shorted. Works out to be 179.39 million shares overall are being shorted. So definitely watch for them, because you know them and that kind of strike prices around 750, they get very, very active. So right now, 750 is a strong pivot for SOFI. I've been saying this for like the last 2.5 weeks for the most part. So just watch for that to hopefully break above. Then that way it can at least move in the right direction towards $8 potentially, or whether Powell kind of knocks it back down into this range. So just take note of some of the strong support and resistance points. Moving on to SERV though. So yesterday it did have a very nice run up around 21, or I think even had a high of $24 very, very briefly, but it did pull back, because this is a very strong momentum play. Yesterday, there was a lot of blood in the market, started to pull it down. But in reality, this is a unique circumstance because there has been absolutely no news to really justify this going up as much as it has been. But at the same time, I don't see a lot of people really complaining about this. As I've stated in the past, this is a very true and pure squeeze play because there is no options activity, so shorts cannot hedge. So yeah, definitely something to keep in mind. It is still on the threshold list. 23.86% of the free float is being shorted, so all-time high short interest numbers, and that works out to be 3.61 million shares. Utilization 96.56, and then short score 81.22. So if you're interested in getting in, then definitely have at it. This is a risky play. It could definitely go down because, like I said, I'm more of a fundamentals kind of individual, so there hasn't really been all that much to justify obviously its increase. But like I said, it could still definitely go up. Right now with it at 1566, it is trading between this pivot and this R1. So 1596 will be that next strong resistance / target, and then 1238. In my opinion, I think this R1 will be touched prior to this pivot point. But what do I know, right? Not a financial advisor. Like I mentioned, AMD, their earnings were phenomenal. It is up 7.53% this morning. Not heavily shorted, so only 2.85% of the free float is being shorted. Even though it's not heavily shorted, you can kind of see shorts have been increasing a little bit. So on a percentage basis, it's basically gone up like 100% somewhat, because it was at like 2.09 and now it is sitting at that 2.85. So obviously not exactly 100, but you guys get what I'm saying. Right now with it at 148 and change, it is trading between these 2 points, so the S3 and this S2. So 151 will be the next strong resistance / target. 144 will be the next strong support. So kind of just stay tuned for that. Microsoft Microsoft also did have their earnings. It is recovering slightly. Their earnings clearly wasn't necessarily the best. They did hit all the right marks, but it was their future guidance that they kind of did lack on. It's not heavily shorted, so I'm not even going to waste your time on that. Right now, it is down 1.59%, so 416 and change, trading between this S2 and this S1. So 408 is a strong support. 419 is going to be the next strong resistance / target. In my opinion, this is just a hunch. I think the Microsoft dip is going to get bought up and it will get pushed to this S1. So that's just my own opinion. I don't see this S2 being touched whatsoever today. And then moving on to the last stock, it is this IMNN. I absolutely hate to see this. It is horrific. Any stock that does go up for whatever reason, I don't know why management feels the need to dilute. Kills momentum to a goddamn T. So as you can kind of see, this is the news that caused it to go up. I'm not a biotech fan, so obviously I've already explained that to you guys. So this is kind of over my head, so make sure you guys do your own due diligence. But this is the news that caused it to go up 178.99% yesterday. This news right here is what is causing it to get knocked back down. So it looks like they're announcing a 10 million registered direct offering priced at the market under NASDAQ rules. So dilution, not necessarily the best, and given the market cap right now is 31 million and change, hitting obviously the market with 10 million of dilution, that is significant. And even outside of that though, if you factor in the news, it logically should go down probably around 30%, and that is because just the basic math, right? So 10 million adding to the market cap, but there's an extra, I guess, damage premium, if that makes sense, being added to it because it shows that management doesn't give a fuck, pardon my French, and it shows that they do not care about shareholders. I'm not invested in this company, so again, just for transparency purposes. But yeah, this is definitely one very, very big red flag. Doesn't mean that it can't go up, because if you guys remember, this company right here, the reason why it kind of struggled and it didn't just go up right here between this time period is because this company did the exact same thing. So they did dilute and they took advantage of the hype. So yes, it could still definitely could still run up, but I don't know. This is kind of significant. So regardless though, let me know your thoughts. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. I always greatly appreciate that. And one final thing, today is the last day that you guys can take advantage of this promo. Simply sign up for a new account, throw $100 at it, and they give you 5 free stocks. Each stock is valued up to $2,000. Link in the description below and also the comments. With all that said, appreciate all of you watching.